The world is a storm, a relentless cacophony of voices, opinions, distractions, and demands that pull at your soul like 1,000 hands. It screams for your attention, your time, your dreams, promising validation but delivering chaos. Most people drown in this noise, their potential buried beneath the weight of comparison, fear, and fleeting trends. But you are not most people. You are here to detach, to step into the sacred silence of your own mind, to forge a path that echoes with purpose. Napoleon Hill, the relentless architect of human triumph, studied those who rose above the clamor. Edison, Carnegie, Ford, Lincoln, men who found their power not in the crowd's applause, but in the quiet clarity of their own conviction. The secret to dominating life is not in chasing the noise, it's in mastering the silence. You stand at the edge of that choice now. Will you let the storm define you, or will you carve your destiny in the stillness, where true greatness is born? The answer lies not in the world's chatter, but in the fire within you. Your mind is a sanctuary, a sacred forge where every thought is shaped into triumph or turmoil. Hill taught that the mind is the starting point of all achievement, but it is also the battleground where dreams are lost. The noise of the world, social media, gossip, the endless scroll of comparison, invades this sanctuary, planting seeds of doubt and distraction. Most people surrender, letting their minds become marketplaces, crowded with the opinions of others. But you are different. You are the gatekeeper of your soul. Picture a temple, ancient and unyielding, its walls carved with the truths you choose. Your mind is that temple. Guard it fiercely. Let only thoughts of purpose, belief, and vision pass its gates. Silence the noise, not with force, but with focus, and you will find a power that nothing can shake. To dominate in silence, you must first reclaim your mind, building a fortress where your dreams can thrive. Belief is the flame that lights this fortress. It is not a whisper of hope or a fleeting wish, it is a roar, a defiant conviction that you are destined for greatness. Hill called it faith, not in some distant deity, but in the infinite potential within you. The noise of the world tells you to shrink, to conform, to doubt your worth. It says, you're not enough. You're too late. Stay small. But look at those who silenced the noise. Abraham Lincoln, mocked as a lanky nobody, believed he could lead a fractured nation. Walt Disney, bankrupt and broken, believed in a mouse that would charm the world. They were not born with crowns, they forged them in the silence of their own resolve. Belief is not about ignoring the chaos, it is about seeing a truth beyond it. It is standing in a crowded room and hearing only the beat of your own heart, staring at a blank canvas and seeing a masterpiece. To detach from the noise, you must forge a belief so fierce it drowns out the world's clamor. Clarity is the lens that sharpens belief into purpose. The noise of the world is a fog, clouding your path with distractions and indecision. Most people wander in this fog, chasing trends, pleasing others, never defining their own course. Hill taught that desire is the spark of all achievement, but desire without direction is a storm, wild, but aimless. Picture your life as a vast, starry sky. Which star will you follow? Not the one society points to, not the one fear permits, but the one that sets your soul ablaze. Clarity is not a gift, it is a conquest, won by interrogating your heart. What do you want? Not fame or approval, but the life that makes your pulse race, freedom, impact, legacy. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Let the answers cut through the fog like a beacon. Clarity is not a single revelation, it is a fire, built question by question, choice by choice, until your path shines as bright as the dawn. Vision is clarity's air, the blueprint of your dominion. It is not enough to know what you want, you must see it, feel it, live it in your bones. Vision is the architect's plan, the poet's verse, the composer's symphony before the first note. Andrew Carnegie did not just want wealth, he saw steel bridges spanning rivers, factories humming with life, a nation transformed. His vision was so vivid it pulled him through betrayal and hardship. Your vision must be just as real. Close your eyes. See the life you were born to live, not the one the world expects, but the one that makes your heart thunder. See the work that carries your name, the freedom that crowns your effort, the legacy that outlives you. Write it down. Speak it into existence. Let it become a flame that no noise can extinguish. The world's chatter will tempt you to dilute your vision, to settle for less. To dominate in silence, you must hold a vision so clear it bends reality to your will. Purpose is the fuel that feeds your vision. It is the why that makes the how possible. The noise of the world drowns out purpose, replacing it with shallow pursuits, likes, followers, fleeting validation. Most people drift, chasing these shadows, never finding a reason to fight. Purpose is not a lofty ideal, it is a force, a North Star guiding you through the chaos. Viktor Frankl, who survived Auschwitz, said that those who found meaning could endure anything. Your purpose need not be grand, it need only be yours. It might be to create art that stirs souls, to build a business that lifts others, to be the rock your family leans on. Hill studied Henry Ford, who did not just build cars, he built a legacy of progress, a world where movement was freedom. Ford's purpose was not profit, it was possibility. Find your why. Let it be the heartbeat of your journey, the fire that carries you further than talent or luck. In the silence, your purpose will speak, and it will guide you to greatness. Discipline is the steel that holds purpose in place. It is not celebrated in headlines, but it is the difference between those who dream and those who dominate. The noise of the world tempts you to procrastinate, to chase instant gratification, to say, tomorrow is fine. Discipline is saying no to these sirens, showing up when you're tired, when you're afraid, when the crowd is silent. Hill marveled at Thomas Edison, who worked through 10,000 failures to invent the light bulb. Edison's genius was not inborn, it was forged by discipline. You are not your feelings. You are not your fatigue. You are your choices. Discipline is choosing to act when every fiber craves ease. It is the daily deposit in the bank of your future self, the quiet vow that you will not betray your vision. To detach from the noise, you must build habits that align with your purpose, brick by brick, in the silence where no one watches. Action is discipline's child, the tangible proof of your resolve. The noise of the world breeds hesitation, whispering that you need more time, more knowledge, less fear. Most people wait, paralyzed by the chatter, never taking the first step. Action is not perfection, it is motion. The world rewards the bold, not the flawless. Hill's philosophy was about creating the moment, not waiting for it. Edison did not wait for the light bulb to invent itself. He tried, failed, adjusted, tried again. Each failure was a step, each step a victory. What is your next step? Not the grand leap, but the one action you can take today. Take it. Then take another. Momentum is a force of nature, and it begins with a single push. Action is the bridge between your mind and the world, the moment your vision takes root in reality. To dominate in silence, you must move now, not later. Courage follows action, not the other way around. Gratitude is the quiet power that fuels endurance. It is not a shallow platitude, it is a lens, a way of seeing that transforms chaos into clarity. Hill believed that gratitude aligned the mind with abundance, tuning it to opportunity rather than lack. The noise of the world focuses on what you don't have, blinding you to the gifts already in your hands. Look around you. The breath in your lungs, the chance to try again, the lessons carved into your struggles, they are treasures. Andrew Carnegie, at the height of his wealth, said his greatest riches were his ability to appreciate what he had. Gratitude does not erase hardship, it gives you the strength to face it. It reminds you that you are not a victim of the noise, you are its master. In the moments when the path feels steep, pause. Breathe. Find one thing, no matter how small, that anchors you to hope. Let it ground you, and then keep moving. Adaptability is the art of dancing with the winds of change. The noise of the world is a tempest, ever shifting, tempting you to cling to rigid plans or familiar shores. Most people falter here, resisting the current, believing their path must be straight to be true. But those who dominate in silence know the world is not a static stage, it is a river, sometimes calm, sometimes raging. Napoleon Hill's contemporaries, like John D. Rockefeller, thrived not because they avoided change, but because they embraced it. When markets shifted, when rivals rose, they pivoted, innovated, endured. Darwin did not say the strongest survive, he said the most adaptable do. Your plans will fail. Your expectations will shatter. That is not defeat, it is data. Learn from it. Adjust. Keep moving. The mind that seeks greatness is not rigid, it is fluid, like water carving its way through stone. Adaptability is not surrender, it is strategy, the quiet resolve to navigate the storm without losing your course. To detach from the noise, you must bend without breaking, letting change refine you rather than define you. Resilience is adaptability's twin, the unyielding refusal to stay broken. The world's noise will test you, hurling storms that threaten to drown your dreams. Most people crumble, believing the chaos is their fate. But resilience is the choice to rise, to sail through the tempest with your eyes fixed on the horizon. Hill taught that every adversity carries the seed of an equivalent benefit, a hidden gift waiting to be claimed. Abraham Lincoln faced loss, elections, loved ones, a nation tearing itself apart, yet he rose, again and again, because his purpose was his anchor. Your scars are not weaknesses, they are proof of your strength. Look at the battles you fought, the doubts you've silenced, the moments you thought you couldn't go on. They are not your defeat, they are your forge. Find the seed in your struggles. Nurture it. Let it fuel you. The world respects those who rise, not those who never fall. To dominate in silence, you must decide that no storm, no matter how fierce, will extinguish your flame. Learning is the lifeblood of resilience. The mind that stops growing dies, and with it, the dream of greatness. The noise of the world breeds complacency, tempting you to rest on what you know, to fear the unknown. Most people succumb, their potential stunted by stagnation. Hill spent decades studying the successful Edison, Carnegie, Ford, not to idolize them, but to dissect their methods. He was a student until the end, and so must you be. Learning is not a task, it is a rebellion against mediocrity. Read. Listen. Question. Seek mentors, not to follow blindly, but to stand on their shoulders. Thomas Edison's genius was not a gift, it was built, experiment by experiment, book by book. The world is a classroom, and every experience is a lesson. Failures teach more than successes. Critics sharpen more than compliments. Embrace them. Let them refine you. To detach from the noise, you must believe you deserve to grow, that every lesson is a step toward the dominion you seek. The universe opens its secrets to those who dare to learn. Courage is the heartbeat of learning. It is not the absence of fear, but the choice to act in spite of it. The noise of the world amplifies fear, whispering that the unknown is too vast, the risk too great. Most people freeze, paralyzed by the chatter, never stepping into the arena. But courage is the fire that burns through the noise. Hill studied men like Henry Ford, who faced ridicule for his horseless carriage, yet pressed forward, undeterred by the world's laughter. Courage is not a feeling, it is a decision, a vow to move even when your heart races. J.K. Rowling, rejected by 12 publishers, could have buried her manuscript. Instead, she chose courage, believing her story deserved to be told. That courage birthed Harry Potter, a world that enchanted millions. Your courage is your power. Act, and fear will bow. Step forward, and the path will appear. To dominate in silence, you must act, not when the noise quiets, but in defiance of it. Autosuggestion is the silent architect of courage. Hill taught that the subconscious mind is a fertile garden, and every thought you plant takes root. The noise of the world sows seeds of doubt, letting external voices shape your inner truth. Most people yield, their minds echoing the world's limitations. Autosuggestion is not wishful thinking, it is a deliberate act of programming your soul with the truths you choose. Oprah Winfrey, born into poverty and pain, could have believed she was nothing. Instead, she spoke a different truth. She stood before mirrors, before empty rooms, and declared her worth. I am destined for greatness, she told herself, and her mind listened. That belief carried her from a small-town newsroom to a global empire. You are the gardener of your soul. Speak to yourself with conviction. Write your vision in bold letters. Say, I am capable. I am unstoppable. I am worthy. Let those words sink into your core. They are not empty, they are the foundation of your dominion. To detach from the noise, you must drown it out with the voice of your own truth. Mastermind alliances are the scaffolding of your belief. He'll believe that no one dominates alone. Your vision is a flame, but it burns brighter when surrounded by others who share your fire. The noise of the world tempts you to isolate, to compete, to distrust. Most people succumb, surrounding themselves with doubters who dim their spark. A mastermind is not a casual gathering, it is a coalition of minds, a circle of dreamers who challenge you, sharpen you, lift you higher. Andrew Carnegie surrounded himself with advisors who were smarter than he was. He did not fear their brilliance, he harnessed it, building an empire that transformed a nation. Look at your circle. Are they anchors or wings? Do they dull your fire or fan it into a blaze? Seek those who see your potential, who hold you accountable, who refuse to let you settle. Steve Jobs did not build Apple alone, he had Wozniak, designers, visionaries who shared his dream. Your mastermind might be mentors, peers, even the wisdom of books. Build your alliance. Let it be the wind that carries you to heights you cannot reach alone. Sacrifice is the price of dominating in silence. Greatness is not a gift, it is a trade, a willing exchange of comfort for conquest. The noise of the world tempts you to cling to the familiar, to chase instant gratification. Most people stay trapped, unwilling to let go of the small for the sake of the significant. Hill studied men like Thomas Edison, who gave up sleep, security, and approval to chase his vision. Sacrifice is not loss, it is investment. Serena Williams sacrificed parties, rest, the carefree life of youth to train, to compete, to win. She chose the court over comfort, and it made her a legend. What are you willing to give up? The late night scrolling? The toxic relationships that drain your soul? The fear of being seen? Sacrifice is not punishment, it is power. Every no to the trivial is a yes to your destiny. To detach from the noise, you must decide that your future is worth more than your present ease. The cost is high, but the reward is eternal. Time is your most precious currency. The noise of the world is a thief, stealing your hours with distractions, procrastination, and the demands of others. Most people let it slip away, their dreams fading with every wasted moment. Hill warned that drifting, living without purpose, is the greatest tragedy of all. The clock is ticking, not to scare you, but to awaken you. Marie Curie, toiling in a freezing shed, discovered radium because she treated time like gold. She did not waste it on doubt or distraction. Audit your days. Where does your time go? Does it serve your vision, or does it betray it? Cut what does not matter. Protect your hours like a fortress. Time is not your enemy, it is your canvas, and every moment is a brushstroke. To dominate in silence, you must paint with purpose, seizing the now before it slips away. Persistence is the relentless pulse of your journey. It is not glamorous, it is the grind, the long nights, the moments when you feel like you're shouting into the void. The noise of the world tempts you to quit, whispering that the silence is futile, that your efforts are unseen. Most people give in, believing the struggle is the end. Hill called persistence the sustained effort that builds faith, the refusal to let setbacks define you. Elon Musk watched his first rockets explode, his companies teeter on the edge of collapse. Yet he persisted, through failure, through ridicule, through the weight of a world that said he could not. Persistence is not about never falling, it is about rising every time you do. The world will slam doors in your face, laugh at your ambition, tempt you to quit. But persistence is the voice that says, not today. It is the courage to knock on one more door, to take one more step, to believe that the next attempt might be the one that changes everything. To dominate in silence, you must keep moving, your resolve a quiet thunder that shakes the earth. Faith is the invisible force that fuels persistence. It is not blind hope, but a burning conviction that your vision is not just possible, it is inevitable. The noise of the world drowns out faith, bombarding you with doubts, comparisons, and the clamor of lesser dreams. Most people succumb, letting the chatter convince them their destiny is out of reach. Napoleon Hill described faith as a state of mind, a belief so fierce it aligns the universe to your will. Nelson Mandela, locked in a cell for 27 years, did not just hope for a free South Africa, he believed it was his destiny to build it. That faith sustained him through darkness, isolation, and despair. Your faith must be just as unshakable. It is not about ignoring the noise, it is about knowing you are bigger than it. Faith is the whisper that says, "This is not the end." It is the courage to bet on yourself when the world bets against you. Write your vision on your heart. Carry it like a torch. Let it light your way through the chaos. To dominate in silence, you must believe, not with hesitation, but with the ferocity of a warrior claiming their birthright. Imagination is the workshop of your faith. Hill taught that the imagination is where all plans are born, where dreams take shape before they touch the world. The noise of the world cages imagination, tempting you to conform, to dream small, to follow the crowd. Most people yield, their minds trapped in the ordinary, never daring to envision the extraordinary. There are two kinds of imagination: synthetic, which reshapes existing ideas, and creative, which taps into the infinite intelligence of the universe. Walt Disney was a master of both. Bankrupt, mocked, told his dreams were childish, he imagined a world where joy came to life. He saw castles, characters, entire kingdoms before a single brick was laid. Disneyland was not built with money, it was built with imagination. Your mind is the same workshop. Close your eyes. See the life you were born to live, not the one the noise permits, but the one that sets your soul ablaze. See the work that carries your name, the impact that echoes your purpose, the legacy that crowns your courage. Let that image pull you forward. The world cannot resist a mind that dares to dream without limits. To dominate in silence, you must unleash your imagination, letting it paint a future that drowns out the noise. Influence is the ripple of your imagination. You are not a solitary flame, you are a beacon, capable of lighting the way for others. The noise of the world breeds selfishness, tempting you to focus only on your own survival. Most people stay trapped, never realizing their power to inspire. Hill's mastermind principle was not just about receiving support, but about giving it, creating a cycle of growth that multiplies. Malala Yousafzai, a girl shot for daring to learn, turned her pain into a global movement for education. She did not stop at surviving, she chose to influence, to speak, to inspire. Her voice became a call to action, not because she sought fame, but because she sought change. Your influence is your power to shift the world. It is the kind word that saves a stranger, the idea that sparks a revolution, the example that shows others they too can detach from the noise. You are not here to hoard your greatness, you are here to share it. Who will you lift? What will you start? The world is not changed by those who follow the noise, it is changed by those who act, who inspire, who dominate in silence. Commitment is the bedrock of influence. It is the unwavering resolve to stay true to your vision, no matter the cost. The noise of the world tempts you to waver, to chase fleeting distractions, to bow to the pressure of the moment. Most people falter, their dreams diluted by indecision. Hill studied men like John D. Rockefeller, who faced vilification, betrayal, and chaos, yet remained committed to his empire and his philanthropy. Commitment is not a feeling, it is a vow, a promise you make to yourself when the path grows dark, when the noise grows loud. Maya Angelou, who rose from trauma to become a voice for millions, did not just write, she committed to speaking truth, to lifting others, to living with purpose. Your commitment is your anchor. It is the voice that says, "I will not quit." It is the fire that burns when all else fades. Make your vow. Write it in stone. Let it guide you through the tempests. To dominate in silence, you must commit, not just to your vision, but to the person you are becoming. Joy is the unexpected gift of commitment. Greatness is not a grim march, it is a dance, a celebration of the life you are forging in the silence. The noise of the world paints struggle as punishment, draining the light from your journey. Most people stay trapped, seeing only the weight, never the wonder. Hill believed that a positive mental attitude was the key to unlocking opportunity. Joy is not the absence of hardship, it is the choice to find meaning in it. Walt Disney, battered by bankruptcy and betrayal, never lost his childlike wonder. He built an empire of joy, not because life was easy, but because he chose to see the magic in every moment. Your journey will be heavy. There will be nights when doubt weighs like iron, days when the noise threatens to overwhelm you. But in those moments, seek joy. Find it in the small victories, the step you took, the fear you faced, the dream you held fast. Joy is the spark that keeps your fire burning. It is the reminder that you are not just surviving, you are thriving, sculpting a life that sings with purpose. Connection is the heartbeat of joy. You are not a solitary voyager, you are part of a vast, vibrant tapestry, woven with the threads of those who walk beside you. The noise of the world breeds isolation, tempting you to compete, to distrust, to stand alone. Most people succumb, their potential stunted by loneliness. Hill's philosophy was rooted in the power of connection, the idea that we rise together or fall apart. Martin Luther King Jr. did not dream alone. He stood with thousands, marched with millions, spoke for those whose voices were silenced. His vision was amplified by connection, by the hands he held, the hearts he moved. Seek your tribe. Find those who see your fire and fan it, who challenge you to climb higher, who remind you of your worth when you forget. Connection is not weakness, it is strength. It is the courage to be vulnerable, to share your dreams, to ask for help. You are not diminished by others, you are magnified. Build your bridges, not your walls, and watch your greatness soar. Humility is the quiet guardian of connection. It is not self-doubt, but the recognition that your journey is part of a larger story. The noise of the world breeds arrogance, tempting you to believe you are above others. Most people falter, their growth stunted by pride. Hill taught that the most successful were those who listened to mentors, critics, even adversaries. Humility kept Andrew Carnegie grounded as he built his empire, kept Thomas Edison curious as he chased the impossible. It is the willingness to say, I don't know, but I will learn. The world is a chorus of voices, some will cheer, some will condemn. Humility lets you hear them all without losing your way. It reminds you that your throne is not above others, but beside them. Stay humble, not to shrink, but to expand. The greatest leaders are those who serve, who lift others as they rise. Your belief in yourself is fierce, but your heart must be open. Infinite intelligence is the unseen current that flows through your humility. Hill believed that the mind is a receiver, capable of tapping into a universal reservoir of wisdom and inspiration. The noise of the world drowns out this current, filling your mind with static. Most people never listen, too caught in the clamor of their doubts. This is not mysticism, it is the spark of creation that pulses through every inventor, every dreamer. Marie Curie did not discover radium by chance. She tuned her mind to the frequency of possibility, pulling answers from the ether through relentless curiosity. You have the same access. In the quiet moments, when you detach from the noise, you can hear it, a whisper, a vision, a truth that feels bigger than you. Trust it. Nurture it. Let it guide you. Infinite intelligence is the wind at your back, the compass in your hand. To dominate in silence, you must believe you deserve to receive it. Open your mind. Listen. Act. The answers are waiting. Legacy is the shadow you cast across the tapestry of time. It is not about wealth or fame, but about impact, the lives you touch, the hearts you awaken, the paths you illuminate. The noise of the world tempts you to chase fleeting glory, to measure your worth in likes and followers. Most people stay trapped, never seeing their power to shape the future. Hill believed that true greatness is achieved in service to something larger. Maya Angelou did not just write, she inspired. Her words, her courage, her refusal to be silenced lifted generations. She said, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Your legacy is the feeling you leave behind. It is the student who rises because you believed in them, the community you build, the dream that lives because you dared to chase it. Ask yourself, what mark will you leave? Not for your ego, but for the world. Your greatness is not complete until it ignites others to claim their own. Now, stand in the silence you've carved. Look back at the noise, the doubts you silenced, the fears you conquered, the chaos you left behind. They are not accidents. They are the crucible that forged you. You are not the person who stood trembling in the storm. You are a force, a creator, a beacon. The world is not the same because you chose to detach. But this is not the end, it is the beginning. Your greatness is not a trophy to display, but a fire to share. You are here to build, to inspire, to leave a mark that echoes through time. The noise is loud, but you are louder. The storm is fierce, but you are fiercer. Close your eyes. See the life you were born to live, not the one the noise demands, but the one you deserve. See the work that carries your name, the impact that echoes your purpose, the legacy that crowns your faith. Feel the weight of your vision, the heat of your resolve, the pulse of your destiny. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not when you're ready, but now. The clock is ticking, not to limit you, but to remind you, you have everything you need. Your mind is the forge, your belief the fire, your actions the hammer. What will you create? Step forward. The silence is your dominion. Claim it with every breath, every choice, every step. The world is not waiting for you to feel worthy, it is waiting for you to act worthy. You are not here to follow the noise, to drift, to fade. You are here to rise, to create, to dominate. Go now. Light the world with your fire.